All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. I'd also like to give double honors to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone that do rule well. And I would like to say peace and salutations to the Lord's elect, to the hopeful elect in the 1/3. And Adon Ratazah, this lesson will be edifying as well as exhorting to the sincere sheep of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. And Tawadi Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash for giving me the inspiration to do this lesson. And Adon Ratazah, I'm going to title it something along the lines of Be Incognito. Okay? And this is just a warning, an admonishment, a prophetic exhortation. All right, redeeming the times because the days are evil. Now, I just put a few scriptures together here. I am on the plantation, so I'm going to try to get through them all. But the main thing I want to do is exhort to you brothers and you very few sincere sisters. Okay, you need to understand that, you need to carry yourself, all right, in a very wise manner. Okay, and this word incognito, it means disguised under an assumed name and character, okay, or a concealed identity, all right? It says especially in connection with traveling, all right? So you need to understand that the times that we are in, you should not be letting the left hand know what the right hand is doing, okay? Which I'll actually get that, and we can actually go to this. Let me do that. Let's click on this real quick. Okay, check this out. Now I'm gonna show you something right here. Matthew 6:1. Take heed. This is red letter. Take heed. Okay, so you don't have to take heed. You should take heed, but if you want to, okay. The simple are passed on and are punished. All right. Grow some little ass baby dreads and wear your purple with long ass fringes everywhere you go if you want to. Take heed that ye do your alms before that ye do not your alms before men, to be seen of them. Okay, so a lot of guys are out here to be seen of men. Actually, Apostle Paul said that we're not to do this just to be seen of men. Now, let's actually just go to a translation. Okay, look, charitable deeds. Okay, so lessons are charitable deeds. All right. But beware of practicing your righteousness before other people. Exactly. Like you should not just be doing lessons in the general public of people to be seen of people. Now, am I in public? Yeah, but I'm also in a disclosed area. Okay, so we carry ourselves in a private manner. All right. Do we showcase camp publicly? Yeah. But if somebody that knows us or may seen us, if the Spirit has it, we may move. So the point is to carry and conduct yourself with privacy, okay? Because you got other Israelites that are out here that want to showcase themselves everywhere publicly, at work, okay, at the store, or while traveling. Yeah, you're going to be seen at camp, but there's times where you can carry yourself in a more private manner is what I'm getting at. And that's the spirit you should be in. All right. Don't mean you got to be walking around like a weirdo. Okay. I smile, I'm a so-called people person, but I don't do more than I need to. Okay. I don't meddle or where I don't need to be meddling at. All right. I don't get into the tea or the work gossip or the neighborhood conversations. All right. I get in and I get out. I live a very private life, as you should. Be aware of your surroundings, things of that nature. Matthew 6:3. But when thou doest alms, right? When you do charitable, when you're doing things according to this truth, let not thy left hand know what thy right hand doeth. Now, I'm going to use this in a twofold as our elders and apostles, okay, the bishops, beloved brothers, teach us. There's things that we may do pertaining to this truth that don't need to be seen to other people. Like, oh, that brother did that, but then this brother did this. No, the point is that we are doing what we are doing for the Lord. Now, let not thy left hand know what thy right hand doing, meaning you don't got to be letting people know what you're involved in. Okay, what you're doing, what your weekend plans are. You can say, I'm watching the game, Hey, it's wise to have a little understanding who's in the playoffs, if you will, play it off. No pun intended. But that's the point of this walk, is being incognito, blending in. without being within, but being able to blend in, get out. Okay, trying to be loud, trying to always carry yourself, in this. I know everything that's going on. Okay, sometimes it's good to just play dumb. All right, not being the ladies' man, not being the loudest in the room. Okay, not drawing attention to yourself. Be incognito, man. All right, what are you doing? What are you doing out here? You're putting a target on your back, ultimately. Now, I want to show you this spiritual example. This is Mark 16:12, which this is after Yahushua risen. Okay, this is Mark 16:12. It says, after that, he appeared in another form unto the two men, unto two of them. Now, Yahushua morphed himself, okay, or he looked like someone else. So when you're at work, you should be looking like someone else. You should be playing the role that you've been hired to play. Okay, and that's a part of the baptism. You might not want to do it. You might not want to do this, but guess what? You're blended in. You got to play your part. Okay, and then when you go to Luke 24, it actually says that their eyes were withholding. Let me see real quick. Yeah, look, verse 16, Luke 24:16, right here. But their eyes were holding that they should not know him. All right, so like we've actually had times where someone from where I worked walked by camp and they only saw the camp signs. Their eyes were withholding from me. Okay, so that's a good thing. All right, so there's times where the Lord will actually blind the eyes of these people. And let me actually show you that. I have a prayer, which I don't know to I'll take a picture of it and put it in the post. But I have a prayer that I pray, and it's also written in Hebrew, but I pray, Baba Kashah, blind the eyes of my enemies to my righteous doings. Okay, that's what I pray. I pray to the Lord to blind the eyes of my enemies to my righteous doings. You see? And there's nothing wrong with that, because all these people are ultimately agents for Satan, watching, looking, being curious. Okay, and trust and best and believe that a nigga or a nigga woman will work for Esau if he tells them to watch you. What are they doing? Where's he going? Okay, they will work for the man. All right, so I don't put nothing past nobody. And we're also in a time where it really behooves you to live more of a quiet, private life. Okay, if you're a brother that lives by himself, you should be thankful. Okay, you don't need any extra baggage. You don't need nothing slowing you down. All right, case in point, a woman. Women will come. Isaiah 4:1 is going to happen, but they are not built how we're built. They're not being set up how we're being set up. So you don't need to bring sand to the beach. Okay, we're moving and carrying and conducting ourselves in a very different manner in these times. Colossians 4:5, walk in wisdom towards them that are without. So you need to be carrying yourself with wisdom to people that ain't in this truth, man. Okay, don't be bringing no unnecessary extra attention. You don't need to be loud. All right, you need to be incognito. Who, me? I'm nobody. I'm nothing. All right, you don't need to be the ladies' man. You don't need to be the one invited everywhere. And then if you feel that way, you're gonna have to go through the baptism of not being invited, of not being liked, of not being the ladies' man, so that you can be built up to stand alone, even though there's more with us than with them. This is what this truth, this is what this walk, this is what the Spirit is telling us. Okay, let these other guys walk around with all their fringes out. Okay, with all the purple, with all their camp signs, with all their logos, let them have that shit. Let them have that vainglory, man. Carry yourself with wisdom. 1 Thessalonians 4:11 NIV. Make it your ambition to lead a quiet life. Okay, shit is so real. I don't even play my music that loud if I'm playing music, because I'm considerate of my neighbors. I don't want any necessary attention. Even when I'm driving, I don't play music so loud that I can't hear my car if there's a problem with it. I'm looking around in my mirrors. I'm just making sure everything is everything, being on point. Okay, because the enemy's getting ready to come in like a flood, so you don't need to give him any extra ammunition. Okay, it says you should mind your own business. Exactly. You don't need to meddle in many affairs. You don't need to know who's cheating with who's dating, who's this, who's that. It's none of my fucking business, man. Okay, it ain't none of my business, and it shouldn't be none of yours. Mind your own business and work with your hands, just as we told you, so that your daily life may win the respect of outsiders, and so that you will not be dependent on anybody. Okay, So you are to be built up as a man to where you can handle yourself as a man. So outsiders see, wow, look at this man. If something were to go down, I bet he's good. You know, that's what I always think about. People that do happen to kind of know us, somewhat of us, it always rests in my spirit that when the deal goes down, the Lord going to let them know that, hey, they're good. They're good. See? So you got to carry and conduct yourself now with this mindset, okay? Don't be caring what people think, all right? But at the same time, you're not giving them any ammunition of what they need to think about you. You live in simple, normal life. You should be just looked at as a regular individual that that takes care of himself, minds his business, goes to work, goes home, you know, maybe might be in shape, eats healthy. That's about all they know about us, you know. That's all they should know about you. That you look like a man that takes care of himself. You should look like as a man that cares about his diet, and that's it. You know, you ain't in everybody's face. You ain't asking for everybody's number. You know, you're just staying out the way, being incognito. They don't need to know who you are. They don't need to know what your lifestyle is. All right? Shit, let them think you celebrate Christmas too. It don't matter what they think. All right? It's what they know. It's not what you know, it's what you can prove, right? Proverbs 17:27 NIV. The one who has knowledge uses words with restraint. That's another thing. Watch what you say to these people. Watch what you're saying to these people. Have incognito speech, okay? I don't speak about the tariffs or political issues with these people. And the job that I work, they actually have been told that we're not supposed to speak about politics. So good. No unnecessary conversations with the public. We do not live, what does that say? It says soldiers for Yahweh Shai. Let me put that in. Let me put a soldier. Let me get that. That's in Timothy's. Let me see real quick. Because I'm thinking about how it's worded in the NLT. Don't live what is it? Good soldier? Let me put that in. Let me see. Let me put good soldier in. Salaki, I should remember. It just came to mind. Is this how you spell soldier? Okay. Because this blue letter be very finicky. Oh, right here. Let me see. Now let's go to the tools. And let me see. I believe it says you don't live a citizen's life. Oops, excuse me. Just came to mind. Yep. Okay, so let's actually go to it. All right, let's click out of this. There it is. Okay, now let's go to NLT. Check this out, brothers. All right, NLT. Go here. 2 Timothy's. Yep, look. 2 Timothy's 2 and 3. Endure suffering. We're suffering, man. Okay, we're people persons too. All right? We have intellect. We have good ideas. You know? We have better suggestions than the people that went to school for the jobs that they have. We're better than these people. But the Lord don't want us to show our better to them. He wants our better to the body. He wants our better to the edification. Okay? Not to this punk-ass, vain-ass life. Fuck these people. You may be the coolest guy, the nicest guy, the best guy. But F them. They don't need to know all that. And we don't need to be accepted by them. And if you feel that way, you may have to go through that baptism of not being accepted to understand you're accepted with the Lord. 2 Timothy 2 and 3, endure suffering along with me as a good soldier of Hamashiach Yahushai. Soldiers don't get tied up in the affairs of civilian life, for then they cannot please the officer who enlisted them. So we're not here. We're not here to be tied up in the civilian life, man. Okay? I was actually talking to a brother. I said, I'm thankful. I'm thankful that these women don't like me, even though women like us, but you know what I mean when I say that. Okay, I'm thankful that people don't want to be my friend. I'm thankful that people are not inviting me out to the dinner meetings, okay, to the get together. I am thankful. I am thankful that I am not complicating my life, you know, with just some Babylonian bitch, all right? Some vanity. You should be thankful that you're not caught up in vanity. Proverbs 17 and 27, the one who has knowledge use words with restraint, okay? And whoever has understanding is even tempered. Even fools are thought wise if they keep silence, and discerning if they hold their tongue. So you just need to keep quiet, man. You need to be incognito. Yes, sir. No, sir. Get in, get out. You know? Yeah, just resting. You know, what are you doing for the weekend? Where you going? What's this? And then I look at people that ask me a lot of questions. You know, what the fuck you asking me all these questions for, man? See, you got to watch people. Watch your surroundings. Watch what you're going. Watch who you're hanging around. Watch where you're invited to. And be happy that you ain't invited. Be happy that you ain't getting the invite. This is their world. It ain't ours. Proverbs 21 and 23. Those who guard their mouths and their tongues keep themselves from calamity. See? See? Because then you cast your pearls of swine, then they're going to use your words against you. But if you don't cast your pearls among swine, they can't use your words against you. Be incognito, my friend. That's my hard title. Be incognito, my friend. Okay? Psalms 27:5, for he will conceal me there when troubles come, because trouble's coming. But we're going to be concealed. He will hide me in his sanctuary. We're going to be hidden, just like you're hidden now. All right? People are looking past you. People ain't looking at you. So good. Use that to your advantage. Good. 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 Good you ain't the ladies' man. Good. Good you ain't Mr. Popular. Good. He will hide me in his sanctuary. He will place me out of reach on a high rock. Exactly. So at the end of the day, we want to be hidden now so that we could be hidden later. We don't want to be Mr. Popular. We don't want the world to accept us. But you may have to accept that the world don't accept you so that you can grow in that baptism. So you can understand the importance of being incognito. This is you being holy. Being incognito is being holy, being separate, being set apart. So are you being set apart? Are you practice being set apart? Do you live a private life? You should be. You should be. People shouldn't be knowing everything you do. They shouldn't know your habits. They shouldn't know your routines. Okay? You should be living a very simple, private, and quiet life, especially now more than ever. The deal's about to go down. The flood about to come in. They're about to start accusing. All right? They're going to start attacking more. They're looking for reasons to come against you. They're looking for anything and everything so that they can have an excuse. Be mindful of that, man. Be aware of that. Be aware of your surroundings. Be incognito, my friend. So I don't know how this lesson was edifying. I just want to say call halal. Yahweh Bahashem Yahushai Bahashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to my elders and apostles of Great Millstone that do well. Peace and salutations to the Lord's elect. With that being said, Shalom.